Hi, I'm Jay Hill, interim leader of the federal Maverick Party. I confess, I watched Erin O'Toole's speech to Conservatives at their recent virtual convention. Did anyone else notice him constantly looking to his left throughout his speech? I couldn't help but wonder if it was a virtual signal he intends to continue to take the Conservative Party in that direction. What I was most curious about was if he would mention, even in passing, the legitimate grievances of the West. Would there be recognition of the government-inflicted pain and suffering? Would Western alienation not just be touched upon, but a solution offered? Whether he would offer any hope to his most stalwart of supporters west of Ontario. He spent considerable time displaying his command of French by going on at some length about how he intends to defend the interests of Quebec, protect Quebec's culture as well as its heritage and identity, and how he wants to solidify national unity in Quebec and commit the Conservative Party to act for Quebec. Those are all direct quotes from his speech, by the way. There was just one quick drive-by smear directed towards Western independence. And what was his message of hope for Westerners? What was his proposed solution? Again, I want to quote Mr. O'Toole directly. He said, "I say there is no other party more committed to national unity than the Conservative Party of Canada. But there's one thing that will help Alberta and Saskatchewan feel secure and more welcome in Confederation, a Conservative government in Ottawa," end of quote. Really, Mr. O'Toole, that's your solution? Elect you as Prime Minister and our historical and current grievances will somehow magically disappear? Seriously? Absolutely no mention of anything resembling the need for constitutional change, the need to modernize the way in which the West is governed so we're treated fairly and respectfully, the need to end the central Canadian tyranny of the majority. No. Just a call for Conservatives to change their party to appeal to more urbanized voters. The courage to change, but not the courage to change the way they voted for over 100 years. In a recent interview, I suggested that Conservatives consider changing the initials of their party from the CPC to the CCP, which stands for Central Canada Party. More and more over the past several months, we've seen and heard Mr. O'Toole appealing to voters in central Canada, while remaining all quiet on the Western Front. Where was his anger over the Keystone XL pipeline permit cancellation? Mr. O'Toole, just like Prime Minister Trudeau, seems strangely mute when the issue is our industries and jobs. Unlike the 21 states who refused to give up and are now suing President Biden. Why aren't our federal leaders fighting for Canada and our Western jobs? Why indeed? Instead, Mr. O'Toole says he's developing a serious plan to fight climate change. It is said the only thing constant in life is change, but I was struck by his contradiction. On one hand, he suggested rural Westerners must have the courage to change, so the Conservative Party appeals to more urban voters, like those in Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa, I suppose. While at the same time suggesting the answer is they not change and continue to vote Conservative. I wonder, did his speechwriter not see the hypocrisy of that? Change to appease Central Canada, but don't change and still vote in the West as you always have. Curious. Since we launched the Maverick Party in September, I've had the great honor of reaching thousands of Western Canadians, mostly virtual through social media. From their feedback, I have seen their anger and frustration turn to deep sadness for the country we all once knew and loved. Has Central and Eastern Canada, including our national politicians, lost all respect for the hardworking people in our natural resource industries? The farmers, loggers, miners, and energy workers? They're the ones who are committed to their jobs, devoted to feeding our country, providing the material for the roof over our heads, fueling our vehicles, and keeping us warm throughout the Canadian winter. The Maverick Party, our board, our supporters, and our followers all want the same thing: the chance to be heard, the chance to fix what is broken, and if that fails, the freedom to build an independent Western nation that will respect, empower, and defend our citizens. And most importantly, give them hope. Hope for a brighter, better future for all Western Canadians. Till next time, my friends, stay safe.